So what happens to my super when I die? It's a question that we get all too often, and it's important that we plan for it. Hi, I'm Martin McGrath, Financial Edge Group, and I want to answer that question that we've got today in this video. And there's a bit involved in that, but I'll still try and do as best as possible. Point number one is, where does it go? Depends upon what nomination you've got with your super fund. It might go to your will, but it might not. It might go directly to somebody. And who it goes to is a big dependent upon what ends up happening with that money, and also what ends up happening with the tax that might be coming on the back end of that. So who is going to receive it? Make sure your nomination's right. Make sure it's what you want it to be, and also make sure it fits within your plan. By itself, by default, super's not part of your will. Yeah, it's all right, I've done my will, I have to talk to my super fund. Make sure you talk to your super fund. Make sure you get advice that they line up together. So is there any tax to pay? Depends on who it goes to. If it goes to someone who's a dependent, there's different rules about who is a dependent, spouse, financial dependents, young kids, all that kind of stuff. There's generally no tax upon it, because that's important. If it goes to someone who's not a dependent, and again, there's sets of rules, but typically this might be adult-aged kids. So you might be passing away when you're 60 or 70 and leaving your kids who are 40. They're over 18. They're running their own life. They've got their own house, mortgage, income. They're not regarded as being dependents. Do they have to pay tax on it? Potentially, yes. It's effectively still what's called a bit of a hidden death tax. And they could end up paying tax on a portion of the super that you leave. So it's important that this is addressed and planned for correctly, because there are ways to reduce this. How's it calculated? It's a bit technical, but there's a taxable component, there's a tax-free component. The tax-free component is tax-free, hence its name. The taxable component is taxable. It's taxed at a flat rate of 17%. 17% might not sound too bad, but 17% on a significant sum of money could be a lot of money. 100 grand, that's 17,000 in tax. 200 grand, 34,000. $1 million, 170,000 in tax that is just lost permanently forever. So it's important to be aware of this. It's important to plan for this. There are some ways that we could move money around to increase your tax-free bit and reduce your taxable bit. There's withdrawals you can do before you die to reduce or change the tax consequences of all this. So do we have to pay tax on our super when we die? Maybe. Important to check, important to know, important to have a plan around, and at least have a chat with someone to explore, are there ways I could reduce or eliminate this, and what do they look like? If you've got a particular question about your situation, feel free to pick up the phone, have a chat with us, or jump on our website at financialedgegroup.com.au.